Okay, so what will Mao Mao get into today? I feel like she is great at making enemies just solely due to the fact that she doesn't do things like the conventional way. Everybody else is so prim, so proper, does everything by the books, and she's kind of the tomboy of what seems like the world. Now, on the bright side, it gets people's attention, kind of like Jinji, but because she gets so much praise from the higher ups, she gets hated on by everybody else due to like jealousy. But this episode is labeled the new pure consort. So we're finally gonna get the new one. Now, I originally thought that the new consort was going to be the main storyline for Mao Mao, like getting acquainted with this new person. It could still be, but I'm also feeling like this military guy with the monocle is kind of like the antagonist. Who knows? Oh yeah, and there was still at the very end, it was like the pipe. So someone's dying from that. But without further ado, let's get straight on into it. Make sure to put the original content as always. All right, and let's get going in 3, 2, 1, and go. Ah, it's a new one, right? I love the contrast. How does one get picked to be a high consort? Do they have to like do a competition? Is it just the emperor picks one randomly? Gosh, I really like that first scene. You threw that down. What? Someone tells me she doesn't like being a consort. Like she was forced into this. She does not seem happy.
That should do for now.
Doing what your dad did.
Xiao Mao. Kindly remind me, did I or
This
did
woman.
I not ask you to clean the office earlier?
Going now. She's tough.
Yeah, she is scary.
Indeed. I trust you're aware of the new pure consort who set up in the garden pavilion?
Yup.
Well, the rear palace has set its mind to the concubine's education, and they selected you to be the teacher.
But to teach what?
You have a written letter of recommendation.
Gyoko.
Recommendation?
In fact, you've two.
Li Hua too. Where's Li Shu?
Right.
So it's settled. Best
Oh
of
no,
luck, then.
not that advice.
Are these all teaching materials for your class?
It is not.
And here's the invoice.
I wonder why the cost is pinned in different ink than the list of goods.
She's got the eyes of a hawk. I can't prey on the master with this apex predator around.
Do you mind if I take a look?
She is something.
Under no circumstances can he see these.
What's in there?
Are you sure you don't need any help with that?
I've got it. All in.
Jinshi,
No half
don't you dare.
measures. It pains me to admit it, but I've kind of missed this delicate feminine atmosphere.
Yeah.
Jinshi, as beautiful as always.
He looked. He looked at me.
As you all know, only high-ranking concubines may attend. I will have to ask the rest of you to disperse.
Oh my gosh. How'd you get up those steps?
Is he a eunuch or a silver-tongued serpent?
Why not both?
No men!
How come?
Only high-ranking concubines may attend. You
Yeah.
just said so yourself.
Yep.
We're going to be discussing sensitive, womanly things, which are certainly not for ears like yours.
It's so weird. She's the one that's teaching it.
Lady Gyokyo, as radiant as ever. And seems Lady Hongyang is much the same too. Lady Li Shu looks apprehensive. But with that taster by her side, at least she now has a fighting chance.
I'm so
It
happy
doesn't
that
take much
Taster
more than a
like
glance
became
to see
her
that
friend.
Lady Li Hua is firmly back to her healthy, voluptuous self.
Voluptuous.
And Concubine Adwa's replacement. The new pure consort, Concubine Lowlan.
Lowland? Not another L name. She hates it
Her
here.
age should help carve a niche within the Emperor's attentions. Who knows, we may actually have equilibrium around here for once. My name is Mao Mao, and I will be serving as your instructor today. The focus of today's lesson will be a secret technique shared only amongst women. I trust you'll keep it in confidence. Pick up your materials, please.
What material? What are we doing? Hey, 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 hey. No, no, Li Shu. You can survive. What's their name again? Oh my, just constantly. Sir,
Well then, any idea
get
what they're talking
back.
Can't quite tell. Good work. I take it you're done?
He was absolutely eavesdropping.
Oh, absolutely. That's just the stupid thing on her face.
Just what have you done to the concubines?
Oh, bring on the spice!
So left and then
The ladies in waiting.
I won't. Never.
Lady Leishu.
I gave them a lesson in service, just like you asked.
Oh, in service now. What is your deal?
So, was it a success?
Who knows? Guess you could ask the Emperor later.
Ugh.
Really, just sitting there? The heck was that noise?
Master Lock-On?
Something
Where
blew
are
up?
you?
Oh, there's a pipe that was down there.
Master Lock-On, there you
Master Lock-On?
are. What is it? Something of interest?
Are you like a detective?
No, it's nothing at all.
Oh, no, you totally found out something. But you're just not saying it for some reason.
That's surprising. I didn't think the workload of a eunuch extended beyond the rear palace. Well, bills are bills, I suppose.
Xiaomao? It's pretty cold outside.
Thank you.
No, wait, I think there's been a misunderstanding. The cloak is from Master Jinchi. I merely
Yeah, of
delivered
course.
it.
Of course.
Is
Yeah.
that right? I appreciate the gesture, Master Jinshi.
He's gonna light up.
Don't mention it.
Oh, Jinshi. Such a child.
The outer
love
court
it.
is several times larger than the rear palace, yet I hardly see much flora growing here. Maybe I should plant some seeds around here as well.
How about we stick near Jinshi's?
There's some here!
Don't get too far.
Fail to extract the poison beforehand, though, and you're liable to be privy-bound for days. Master Lihaku?
Hey!
Oh,
Morning!
Sorry, were you in the middle of something?
Yeah, kind of.
He's so
There was a
tall.
fire, which is not all too rare this time of the year, but the cause is still undetermined, so they brought me in.
Any injured?
It didn't sound
The
like a
warehouse
fire. It sounded like an
He wasn't too
explosion.
badly hurt, but hey, wait! We still don't know if it's safe yet.
I'll stay outside. Soot smearing the wall of the adjacent building. Scattered debris littering the ground like shrapnel.
Yeah, this is definitely an explosion.
This has the trappings of an explosion, not a fire. Charcoal? No, a burnt potato. Wasteful.
Is this food
So
storage?
this place was used for food storage.
Should I even be talking right now? Because she's going to be saying everything I'm saying. So she's going to say it a lot more smarter. More smarter.
A smoking pipe? Looks like ivory.
What happened to staying outside? Hey!
What? Where are you going? Oh, is this a similar food storage?
Are you
like comparing the
hearing
two?
me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. The food that's stored here. Is it the same stuff they kept in the other warehouse?
Yes. Fresh stuff up front and old goods at the back.
I don't trust old goods.
huh? Can I take it?
Does certain food have like a
Should work.
You are
explosion?
weirdly good at carpentry.
Well, I did grow up poor.
Yeah, that is even. You don't even have a level or anything.
So then, that's flour, right?
Yes, it's from the warehouse.
This helps us how exactly?
All right, it's ready. I would advise you both to keep your distance.
Right. Yes.
Nope. Or, okay.
3, 2, 1, and run.
Hey, the heck are we running from?
Not his pretty face.
Well, I did give you a countdown.
That was a quick countdown.
Fine powders like wheat flour burn easily. The particles are especially combustible when they're airborne.
Is flour like nowadays combustible? I highly doubt it. I think this is like an older type flour.
How is it you know these kinds of things?
Simple. I once blew up a room at the Verdigris house experimenting with powders.
Nice.
You're a menace.
Well, duty calls.
Right.
she just so casually figures out like a crime scene on her way home.
Pretty intricate craftsmanship to be
It
in the
is.
pocket of a warehouse worker. Maybe it was a family heirloom or something.
And did you want to talk to that worker that almost died?
Damn it! I'm worthy too, aren't I?
What? No. Okay, Apothecary Diaries. I see what you're doing. Because this happened in the last episode, where in the last 2 seconds of the whole thing, you throw us into something else. You can't keep on doing that, because now I'm just like, okay, how does this have to do with anything that we just experienced in this episode? All right. Now I'm just rambling on right now, and it's fine. I'm done. Now, I love this. This is, it's not even just in this anime, but in several movies, several TV shows where they've done this, where they kind of grayscaled everything except for certain features. I love it. As for why they chose the red, it seems very intentional. They could have easily focused on, let's say, the purple. Though, to be fair, I think, what was her name? Lulu? Lulu? Can I just call her Lulu? Lulu. We'll just call her Lulu. I do think Lulu wasn't wearing really any purple, except for, I think her hair's purple. So maybe since she was just wearing red a lot, they focused on that. She looked like she hated being there, which is very weird because this is something that we haven't seen before when it comes to any of the concubines. Like both Gyokyo and Li Hua seem like they enjoy being the consorts. Like they love their job, or like it seems like they do. And Li Shu just seems, I mean, she doesn't seem like she hates it. I think she just feels like she thinks she's inexperienced compared to everybody else. So she's uncomfortable with that. But it doesn't look like she hates the position. Whereas Lulu, it's so weird. It feels like she just hates this. We don't know her exact backstory, at least right now. It could be anything. It could be she was sold into the Rear Palace. She was kidnapped and brought to the Rear Palace. Her parents gave her away. Whatever the thing may be, it looks as though this was not where she wanted to be, Rear Palace. That reminds me of the dancing consort, not consort, but the concubine, the dancing concubine in the second episode, where she actively did things to where she was given off to an officer so she can escape the Rear Palace. I think Lola has the same thing going on, where she doesn't want to be here. Though unfortunately she got scouted by the Emperor, so now she's one of these main consorts. The problem I see with this is when the Emperor finally comes to her, what is she going to do? Is she going to put on an act? Is she going to stay this type of way and then anger the Emperor? I don't know. Or she could be the kind of like Mao Mao in a sense of where she does have feelings. She does do all this stuff. It's just very hard to read her. So the fact that she threw down the crown as soon as she came inside, it sort of has me leaning towards her not wanting to be there. I find it so funny that Mao Mao is the person teaching these people how to do their job. It's like these consorts have the assets but don't have the experience, and somehow Mao Mao has the experience by learning from her sisters. And I love how both Gyokyo and Li Hua are like Mao Mao's cheerleaders. And technically Li Shu is all for Mao Mao as well. Li Shu is not ready for it. She's like a 5th grader trying to learn a driving test. Like she was so out of it, she ended up passing out like 15 times during this one thing. Gosh, what's his name? Lakin? What is his deal? They obviously put this scene in here to make us think something about him. I'm just trying to figure out what. Like at first I started to think, oh, maybe he was a good guy and he's kind of this detective that people call upon when things go awry. He's like the person that deduces stuff. And that's just what he does. But I'm about 98% positive he figured out what caused this explosion at this moment. But yet he didn't explain it. He didn't say anything, which puts a bad taste in my mouth because why didn't he? Because him not saying something led Lee Haku to be appointed to do all this. And now I'm starting to wonder, was he responsible for the whole pipe situation? Because on one end, you can make this scenario as a very accidental thing. Like some worker just wanted to take a smoke, so they decided to hide in one of the storages and just it so happened to spark. Seems completely accidental. The only problem I have with that is how intricate the pipe was. And Mao Mao even called it out, saying this seems very intricate for a regular worker. Now you can make it seem like, oh, it was an heirloom to that person. I just don't think it is. I mean, it could just be because in the last episode, at the very end, we saw someone handing that pipe off to someone else. And I love how Mao Mao is so good at deduction that while she was just roaming the streets, going somewhere, she figured out this whole scenario, which could have taken Lee Haku forever. Because he didn't know anything about the flower. Dude, I don't even know about the flower. Can you actually make explosive out of flour today? I wouldn't think so. It must have been like an old time type, like how they made flour. I don't know. I do wonder if she does try to get this back to the original owner, which she probably thinks is the person that got caught in the explosion. Will the guy say something along the lines of, oh, I was given this by someone else? Or will she learn something else, like a bigger picture or something? Which leads us to this. From the outside of the house, or of the place this is at, it seems like this is in the pleasure district. This person on the edge right here seems like he has the same type of robe that Lee Haku had. So that looked like a military official. But the person that's freaking out is just wearing like a commoner clothes. We also saw a broken drink container, so he could have been drinking. And he has a lot of stuff on his table. So he bought a lot of stuff. He's definitely going through something. But he's saying he's not good enough. What does that mean? So since this is the pleasure district, he could be trying to buy a concubine and she said no. I don't know. It has something to do, to me, if it's in a pleasure district and he's saying I'm not good enough, something tells me it has something to do with a concubine. I could be wrong. I guess we'll find out in the next episode. But anyways, that was my reaction to the Apothecary Diaries Season 1, Episode 14. If you like my reaction, make sure to like and subscribe. If you guys want to know anything more, put a comment section down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.